Throughout the year, the Knights of Columbus features an organization that is truly making a difference. This month, Catholic Charities, which serves people of all faiths, is being recognized for the many ways it provides help and creates hope for people in the Hartford community. Joining me now are the Most Reverend Leonard Blair, the Archbishop of Hartford, and Lois Nesci, the CEO of Catholic Charities of the Archdiocese of Hartford. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Archdiocese Blair, you're new to the realm, fairly new, right?
Yes, it's been 6 months since I was installed as the Archbishop of Hartford, which encompasses, a large part of the state.
Sure. And what are some of the standout programs that you've seen?
Well, first of all, let me say I was so impressed coming to the Archdiocese to see the level of engagement of the Church in Catholic Charities, social services. Two things in particular, I think, are what the Catholic Charities do for mental health issues. And I think, when we see many of these tragedies in our society today that involve the stability of people's mental health, I think that's a very important aspect of ministry. And the second is early childhood education. Those are two segments of our society that we all really need to extend ourselves to: mental health for all ages, and particularly the education of our young people.
Sure.
So those would be two in particular, but there are many things, of course.
In fact,
yes.
We'll turn to Lois for that. If you can give us kind of an overview of some of the programs.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us here today. Well, Catholic Charities finds itself in the 3 counties of Hartford, New Haven, and Litchfield. We're operating out of about 38 physical locations, serving 24,000 individuals each year. Our services range from infancy to older adulthood, and I like to say everything in between, because one of the unique features about our services is that someone may come in for one particular need, and then other needs are identified, and we're able to help them in multiple programs. Okay. So our programs start, for example, with adoption. We have a very large early childhood program operating out of about 11 different sites, serving 350 children every year. Right here in the city of New Haven, we have 2 sites providing early childhood to 60 children. And we're providing preschool to children, getting them ready for kindergarten so that they can be ready and succeed and then be able to continue with their education. At the same time, parents are able to work because they have a safe, quality environment and affordable where children can be during the day. And in this way, then we start to help eradicate the cycle of poverty.
Sure, you got to start the pattern, right?
Absolutely.
And Archbishop, I want to ask you, how does the Archdiocese help out with the charities?
Well, let me preface my answer by saying that when I was installed as Archbishop, I quoted Pope Francis that the Church has to be a field hospital for the wounded, by which he meant there are great spiritual and material wounds of many people today. And so how does the Archdiocese help? Well, first of all, by making the care of people a central part of our mission as a church. And one of the very significant ways that happens is through the generosity of the Catholic people to the Archbishop's annual appeal, which has proved to be very successful, and that really helps to fund many of these programs in this sense, that it makes it possible for people who otherwise could not afford to turn to these services to do so. Or I think of things like the Emergency Assistance Fund that we have that makes monies available locally to help in charitable activities. So this is, I think, a great sign of the faith of the Catholic people. And of course, we join with people of goodwill who are even not Catholic in order to provide these kinds of services.
Sure. Lois, let me ask you, what are some of the challenges? Is funding ever an issue, or what is your biggest brick wall?
Funding is an ongoing area that we have to manage, because we serve so many people who have a variety of needs, and our desire is to make sure that we provide the services for people. Some of the challenges that people face every day are focused on employment, having a job where that they can provide for themselves and their family, having the day-to-day needs, for example, food, being able to pay utilities.
Things people take for granted.
Absolutely. A roof over their head.
Right.
You know, housing and apartment living is very important for people.
Well, let me ask the big question here. How can people help? How can the public help out?
There are a variety of ways. You know, we want to make sure that we have the resources that we need to continue to provide our services to people throughout the Archdiocese, people of all faiths, all backgrounds. So if folks are interested, for example, they may visit our website at ccaoh.org, and they could look at the wide variety of services we offer and look at what interests they may have.
Sure.
There are also committees that advance our mission every single day that we'd be more than glad to talk with people about different ways that they can help or volunteer.
Sure.
We're also on Facebook and Twitter. So
Oh, we could find you there then. That's
Yes.
pretty easy. But there's always something about volunteering. If you do find
Yes.
something that you're passionate about, you have the opportunity to give back. So we'll check out the website there and
Great.
see how we can help. The Knights of Columbus and News 8 invite you to get involved in your community. To learn more about Catholic Charities of the Archdiocese of Hartford, visit kofc.org/charityct. Lois, Archbishop, thank you so much for being here. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you, Teresa.